3, 2, 1. And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. It's your boy Smooth.
It's your boy Doc.
I'm T-Rex.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The legend.
Sterling, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Roll Tide, ladies and gentlemen. Roll Tide.
He's kind of an important person.
You say that every time.
You are. You are. You're a very important person. You're a very important person, Sterling.
I'm still waiting for my T-shirt, Sterling.
Oh, okay. I'll get on the people in the sweatshop.
Sterling, ladies.
He said he's gonna put a phone call in, put an email in. Let's see if they read it. So, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to the podcast. Man, we got a good show today, an exciting show today. Just some amazing information. Today, we're going to talk about spy tech itself. No, not spying on families. Let's get that right. Spy technology, guys. You know, the informational aspect of things. It's a good topic to talk about. Today, we got the panel, we got the round table today, minus Frigg, but I think she'll probably pop in. But we got Sterling, the great here. We got T-Rex. We got our boy Smooth, and we got Lethal in the background. And I just want to say hi to everybody. Just for the announcements today, I'm going to make it short and sweet, but also I want to remind everybody on some things. Today is what, Thursday, right? So today that begins what? The Elite Gang event, right? So go out there with your families, hit those elites, score those points, show yourself out in the zone. Let people know who the hell you guys are, right? Awesome, huh? I know that's great. Also, what we got going on right now, we got the Treasure Dig event. Guys, get into that dig event. You know, the best thing to do is act as a team and a family and just go gather. And when you gather and when you do what you're supposed to do, right, you start getting these items to where you can utilize them in the Treasure Dig event. And when you utilize them in that event, you start winning rewards. Okay, here's a suggestion. Start with the X pattern with the first 4 boxes in the middle and work your way out. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Just know Doc told you so. Okay, love y'all. Now, next, moving right along, we got the Foreign Trade Linear event. It's the Foreign Linear Trade event. Okay, Pacific. I was about to say an ocean. That's crazy. But look, because I like the Foreign Linear Trade event, I never knew the logistics of it. You know what I'm saying? And so looking at the information, it seems like during this event, rewards can be selected through gameplay. Once the event ends, rewards will be received weekly for 4 weeks. So, Sterling, I got to ask you, I'm just clarifying this one. So what they're saying is that we get rewards through gameplay, but once the event ends, we still receive these rewards for the next 4 weeks?
Which event was that again?
That's the Foreign Trade Linear event. You familiar with that event? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So my experience with it is you basically at the very beginning, you can sign up for or essentially buy into whatever event or line that you want to do. Right. Obviously, to get further along, you got to spend a little bit more money, but towards the end, you end up getting the rewards, whether for what it is that you picked. So, it's an extremely passive event. You buy into it and you get the rewards at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a spender's event. The more you spend, the more tiers you open for different trade lines that.
He must be close to work.
Yeah.
No, he's close to work.
He said he must be close to work.
He's close to work. He got to be close to work. Remember, he said whenever he gets, he's 3 minutes away.
Yeah. That's
so,
hilarious.
got you. Appreciate that, Sterling, with that information. And T-Rex, when you hop on, appreciate that as well. Also, guys, we got the invasion event going on. We'll definitely tap back into that event because I know I and Smooth had some questions, and so I started the great song. See, look, bam, more content. Next, we got the bounty mission token going on right now. Now, let me explain this to you. Listen, this is a great event. All right, if you have, I want to say $20. No, if you have $20, right? And you're not like a spender, big spender, but if you got like $20, you know what I'm saying, $20, invest in this event here, the bounty mission token event, because what you do is by you doing your daily task and by you participating in your family events and by you doing what you're supposed to do with your family, by being loyalist and all that, you gain these tokens. And what happens is this particular event I like is because hobby items are associated with these tokens. So here's the thing: for you to get certain hobby items, let's say for example, hey, you're not a spender. Guess what? This event here is going to help you getting your capos at bigger strength. Okay, listen to Doc on this one. All right, I'm being honest with you, because if I was wrong, I promise you Sterling would have been cut me off and put me on ignore. Okay, so with that being said, all right, we're utilize this event, guys. Trust me, utilize this event. Another event that's going on right now that I want to really coheed in is the family daily task event. Okay, guys, get involved with your family and do your daily tasks. That's very simple, right? Very easy. Very easy. Guess what you can do? You ain't even got to talk to nobody. All you got to do is put your AirPods on, put on some Pandora, and do your daily tasks, bro. Listen, it works out for everybody, right? You're getting points, your family's getting points, and at the end of the day, you get rewards. Okay? Guess in. Tap in on that event, all right? Next event that we got going, Conquest, Occupation, and then I spoke on it earlier, the Eliminate Elite Gang event. Listen, that event literally takes a family to do. Now, if you're big dogs, for real, like we got some big dogs here, they can do it themselves probably. But usually this takes a family to do it. And usually with a family, you guys come together as one and you guys go ahead and cob these elites and you guys talk shit and then you guys get rewards, right? Straight up. How fun is that? That's just fun right there, right? Because personally, when I do it with my family, right, I have a blunt in my hand and I'm just smoking and I'm watching my little cars going and we're talking shit, hitting the help button. Do that. Trust me, it's a good thing. It's a good exercise. It's a great exercise, especially when you want to be in sync. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do this event, like if I'm wrong, cut me off. But when you do the Elite Gang Cobb event, you have to communicate with everybody, right? Because you don't want to send a dumbass crew into a Cobb that know they're going to get their ass whipped because they thought they were top shit. No, we don't want to do that. You want to communicate with your family, put strategies together, talk to each other. This is how this will work, because come server war, it's going to come around in these little situations, right? So start utilizing the elite gangs, and these are for the new server zones opening up and the new zone that's opening up right now. Listen to that advice that I just gave you, okay? Roger that, 10-4. Okay, next, we got the Science Point event. Pretty much that's a self-explanatory event, right? Science. Okay, we'll just move on that one, right? We got the training event going on. Go put your soldiers in there and go train, right? I heard a little bluebird say that my guy over there named Smooth was going to utilize this event. So guess what? Utilize the event because it's here and we're going to be here for 2 days. You got till when? Sunday at reset. All right. And last but not least, we got a little cake surprise, the anniversary treasure hunt event. Get on top of that, tap into that. Obviously, that's free rewards all the way across the board, right? So there's your events, there's your announcements, and one love. Back to you, Chuck.
And we really appreciate you, like always, Doc, holding it down. Listen, I just want to spread a message of love and appreciation for everybody who's been supporting the channel. And then also I want to spread some good vibes to some of my friends in 29-1. Look, guys, even when it feels like we're at the top, it's never as good as it seems. And no matter how, low you think it's gonna be, we're always gonna come up again. So, the sun will rise tomorrow and we'll feel its warmth upon our cheek, and all we can do is move forward and stick together because we came in here together. We're gonna stick it out together as a team. Okay, so on
Amen.
another note,
Amen.
On another
Amen
note,
to that.
on another note,
Amen.
guys, I do think that there's a lot to be had and seen in other servers. So you know what, we're gonna focus wherever we want to focus on, right? The 29-1 is not the end all be all. So moving on, guys. I do want to talk about spy content today. This is episode 53, spy content. There's so much that a lot of people sleep on when it comes to spying content. I think obviously the most important part is being able to identify if somebody is reinforced. Would I be right about that, Sterling?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And so when it comes to spy content, I noticed that there's a huge chapter, I guess, for like cross server. Is that for like server versus server or something? Like, is there is spy content the same, or should I say spy tech? Is it the same across the board for in our server and then in other servers, or in like FCL and KCL?
Well, you got me second guessing myself now because I thought there was just one single tree for it, but I got to go back and take a look now.
I think
what
right.
I saw.
I think
yeah,
you're
it was
right.
basically. I say one single tree, but it basically once you finished whatever was built into the game, there wasn't anything else you could do to buff it up after that. So whatever the first couple of levels were, there may have even been. Let me double check expert. Yeah, I think even expert doesn't even add anything to it, but. Once you get maxed up, you're basically as high as you can go. It's a very frustrating tech because even at like mansion 35, you could be scouting somebody that's mansion 28 or something like that, and you can lose like 7 or 8 times while you're scouting somebody before you finally get a report. So the best thing that you can do is save up the 5-star William, just do a invisible spy report, and just call it a day.
Wait. You're spitting this out of your mouth like you're a lawyer right now, and I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on a second. Let me.
Sorry.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry.
Let me run that back real quick because I'm gonna go to the actual.
Yeah. Go to the William Capo and then go to his 5-star. It basically means that you get a free spy report. Once every I think it's 2 hours. I think, as long as you got the resources available. Yeah.
But for me, it usually takes me a couple times spying somebody. Like, so the first one might not get a report, but the second, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if you don't get it on the first one?
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That even at mansion 35, like it can take me. Up to 7 or 8 times to spy somebody. Like it's a very unreliable tech from my experience. So your best option is to use that 5-star William. That's one of the best ones that you can star up as far as a what I would call a passive skill. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So it'd be beneficial to utilize William at the 5-star and get him there quick, and just keep it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Well, it depending on when you expect to get into combat. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's one of those ones that you would immediately need to upgrade,
Gotcha.
but it would definitely be a good one. Because there are some other skills that go into the William 5-star, which I'm sure we'll get into, and hopefully I don't ruin everybody's game by telling everybody.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, you're good. You're solid.
Let me ask you a question. How important is spying in like FCL, KCL, server wars, stuff like that?
Server wars, it's very important, but KCL, FCL, it's not even a thing.
Okay.
Server wars is extremely important because you need to know what you're hitting. And if you remember the very first, I think it was our very first conversation where I mentioned beside it, like sometimes you have no idea what you're hitting. So that's one reason why my family typically prefers to cob rather than just regular attacks, is because there are generally less obstacles you run into that way. But yeah.
Okay, and so when it comes to server wars, is this anti-scouting buff that's in the store?
Yep.
That's important.
Oh, 100%. And my general rule of thumb is that if somebody has anti-scout on, you don't hit them unless you can find out what's there.
Damn, that's serious. Yo, you just gave me chills a little bit. I'm like, oh shit. If this, like, yo, straight up, like, if this dude's got anti-scout on, and it's pricey. It's not cheap. It's $1,200 a day. All right,
yeah.
Let's just be real. It's $1,200 a day.
That's a lot.
So if somebody's got anti-scout on and you're checking him every day, and you can't get a report, so what does it say? Do you know off the top of your head what does it say when you scout somebody and they have anti-scout on?
It just says failed. So you basically just have to try and scout them multiple times, and once you get multiple failed attempts, you kind of know what's going on.
Oh, that's some bullshit. So you're just sitting there wasting money. Yeah. Like, you might be scouting from a distance, right? And like when you're scouting somebody, the further away you are, the more expensive it is, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's why I say, that's one of the big things with William, that 5-star. Why it's so important is because if you're generally what I think a lot of people do is they'll take the Ralphie 5-star and the William 5-star and use them together. Right. So if you want to scout from a distance, say you're like 150 clicks away, you can take your Ralphie and take the cash resources immediately and then scout that person. And if William comes back with no spy report, there's a good chance that there is a trap involved in that city.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn. You're freaking me out now, because I just keep sitting here thinking 7 days of anti-scouting is $6,000 gold, right?
Yeah, that's a lot, bro.
If somebody's got anti-scout for a whole week, you know something's up. Something's going on.
What was you gonna say, T?
In older servers, it's a little bit different, but in newer servers, there would be less involved. But you have to find the balance for that, though.
Gotcha.
I was going to say there's also a block in the center city where you can provide somebody with the ability to not be spied at all.
100%. And,
oh, wow.
And there's a block where your scout does not get an alert, or the enemy doesn't get an alert.
That's tight.
Yep.
Damn.
That's a good thing. See, that's a good thing. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I apologize for the candy wrapper. I was just alerted by our moderator that I'm not allowed to open candy on mic anymore.
What kind of candy is it, though? That's what we need to know.
Starburst.
Okay. Hey, we're talking about democracy. I vote that Starburst is okay.
Yes. Sterling is amazing. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna let the moderator open my candy for me now.
Yeah,
it's not near the mic.
As long as it's not potato chips, I think we're okay.
Yeah,
we're fine. We're fine.
I'm with you on that.
We don't get the crunch.
All right. So we've established the importance of spy tech come server wars. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe we have like 6 months until server wars.
Well, that would be...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that would be a Frigg question, but Doc may have a better answer than me, but I know she's probably in for the night.
Frigg mentioned that when 29.8 starts, it's 6 months after 29.8 starts. That's what was said. But then here's another thing, and I think we can talk about this in another podcast because we would need Frig on this. I remember when I mentioned to Frig that Central City opened. And I do recall Frig mentioning this on one of the podcasts earlier, stating when Central City opens, start to get ready or start preparing yourself, because that's a sign of what's to come. And so I don't know if that's a fact, but I know that was a conversation we did have. But if Chat Mafia knows, I know for a fact that she did say 29/8, once that opens, 6 months after that, Server War starts. So we can definitely ask that question just to clarify, so we can let everybody know, so everybody's on the same page. Meaning Chat Mafia and families.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like it's coming. I feel like I'm gonna need to get at least a few of these anti-scouts. But let's talk about
they work. I'll tell you that much right now. They work.
Oh yeah,
they work tremendously. I've hit a couple people using NI-Spies.
So I don't
we're
have
not gonna
a lot
name
of. Well, I don't have a lot of I would say experience with spying, but what are some of like the levels to spying, and what's the least amount of information you'll get if you have the lowest amount of technology, all the way up to the most amount of information you'll get with the highest spy tech? Anybody have that information?
Now we got to take in consideration. All right, everything works together as one, right? So you're speaking of technology in a sense. Your guardhouse and your tech, because your guardhouse reflects what you can see, right? But if you have, like, say for spying, for example, if your guardhouse is low, you're going to be minimum on what you're seeing, okay? Your guardhouse is at a high level, where I tell people, make sure your guardhouse is the level where your mansion is. Because eventually somebody's going to come over to your city, and then you want to take advantage and know what they have. But also it goes into play. Let's say, like Sterling said, let's say you had William at 5-star, right? That's an advantage for you. Versus the disadvantage where you don't have him at 5-star, your tech is off, and your guardhouse is low. So guys, those three components work hand in hand. Remember that, okay? Especially with the question that you asked. I just wanted to piggyback on it and just dive in it a little deeper, because they all do work hand in hand. Because it will behoove you if you had a low guardhouse, high spy with a good will. Your low guardhouse is gonna deter you. You know what I'm saying? But then, like T-Rex, I believe, said something about there's a one where in those cases you don't even need it, because there's a block on Central City that allows, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, I'm just trying to figure out if I had the highest spy tech, what is the maximum amount of information I would get? Does it tell you what capos they have? Does it tell you, and anything like that?
Yeah, it tells you everything. In just a second, I have to play just a quick music clip, because apparently Xena doesn't know what state to live in. But to answer your question, though, you get a report for pretty much everything. You get the report. It tells you every mansion building level they have, all the way from mansion to guardhouse to accounting center, all that. You get the troop levels, you get the troop information, capo levels, all that.
What?
Yeah.
That's like the max level technology, though.
Right.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It worked.
Yeah. Or maybe you guys can tell Xena what state I live in.
Sweet home Alabama.
There we go.
There it is.
That's our Godfather short clip of the week right there.
There you go.
And then, because I'm the one from California. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the one from Cali. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Dr. Dre is at the dough. That's my
You know what's
song.
funny?
What's up?
I was so close to actually doing intro music as Ain't Nothing But a G Thing just the other day. I was that close.
You should have. You should have.
I should have.
That would have been dope.
You know what?
That would have been dope.
I will one of these days.
There it
That's
is.
so funny.
That is fucking dope. Hey, I'll be on that live for that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about spy technology. How expensive is it? When we're talking about the upper levels.
Yeah, it's a lot right there.
Yeah, it's the bank. It's been so long again. But I remember there being so much bank that you had to use. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember is that there was like at least $1 million a bank at the higher end levels.
Yeah, it gets up there. Like it gets up there.
Well, I want
million, 1.2, 1.4. It just keeps going.
Yeah, like so, I'm trying to get that high level spy tech. When I send a spy to your city, I'm gonna know your social security number, your date of birth. I'm gonna know your mama's name. I'm gonna know all that.
He says your mama's name, your grandpa's name.
All right. So is there anything important that the people out there listening to this should know about spy tech at all?
Be prepared to be disappointed because you will lose at some point, multiple times.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I appreciate your honesty right there. And thank you for that.
And matter of fact, just because I'm gonna spy on this guy right here. All right, and then and I notice it's regular cash, not clean cash, right? It's always regular cash to scout.
No. Yes.
Yes. He said no. I was like, no. It's regular cash.
Everything costs bank at this level. I'm just so used to saying that.
My guy. I've been programmed to only spend bank.
Fucking A.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Hey, so pretty much Sterling's saying, hey guys, hey, new people, listen, okay? When you're on listening to this podcast 10 years from now, listen clearly, okay?
It's a message to future.
Go gather cash, okay? Go gather cash. All right, moving forward. Just a subliminal message out there for the newbies.
Oh, that is so good. Okay.
No, because see, isn't our show about being informational, right? So, and I think Frank mentioned this, or I want to say, no, Sterling, I think you did, quote unquote. Don't get me wrong, but he was like, this is digital, so 5 to 10 years from now, everything that's being said can be utilized by others. So I just want others to know from 10 years from now, Doc and the crew are giving y'all good advice. That's all.
Right.
Yep. 100%.
That's it.
Well,
that's it.
Moving forward with the show, I do want to say that I have some disappointing news. And I since I started doing this, I haven't had any real disappointing news to give. But I do have to say that it's my unfortunate duty to inform the Godfather community that there will not, until further notice, there will not be a tournament for 29-1 because we're basically being strong-armed and out of the server basically at this point. So I'm not gonna report on anything from 29-1 until the people who have a problem with the podcast for whatever the reason is come forward and personally give us a reason why they have a problem with the podcast, because I like T-Rex do not want to be responsible for anybody getting burned or annihilated for having something to do with us, even though I can fully full disclosure, I can fully say we've never done anything but good for the community as a whole. So that's where I stand on that. But I just want to say that I would love to do a tournament for 29-1, but until further notice. That's all I have to say about that. And like again, I apologize. My team here haven't done anything to anybody. Yeah. Anyways, so also I do want to say shout out to everybody who's been on board recently, helping out with the Discord channel. Our Discord channel grows every single day, so shout out to our moderators. Shout out to Lethal and all of her friends that came over. We love all of you guys, and the support that you guys are giving the channel is absolutely amazing. So I look forward to being able to give you guys more and more as we grow. And it's wild to see how far our subscribers have come. And that just tells me that you guys love what we're doing. So as far as I'm concerned, we're going to keep rocking and rolling, guys. Thank you so much.
Much love. So I do got an announcement since we're announcing things, right? I got an announcement. It was a few podcasts ago where I was telling the story about the fake death. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out and kudos to Xena. Okay? Shout out and kudos to Xena. All right? Shout out, round of applause to you. We found the culprit. Okay? Xena found the culprit. She's doing some more investigation for me. Once I find out what server he's in, I'm going to go in there and raise living hell. So, if you're listening to this podcast, my guy, I'm coming for you. I don't give two shits. No more. So, don't fake your death, because Jesus Christ himself is going to walk upon you and ask you what the fuck you did wrong. And so, thank you, Xena. Shout out to you. Okay? Much love. And, yeah, that's my announcement. Moving forward in life. There it is.
So, T-Rex, Sterling, I know you guys have a lot of experience when it comes to, wars and stuff like that. Like, and it's funny because in my head, I see you guys like hardened warriors, like almost like tribal tats and armor and stuff like that. I just want to know, like, what is the most important things you need to do in order to be able to prepare for server wars? Because it makes me very, not scared, but like nervous to think that some of these players that I don't know who I'm going to really be up against, really. So like, it makes me a little nervous to know that these guys might be a lot more prepared than I am. So what are some things that I should be preparing for? What do I need to be stocking up on, saving up silver for? You know what I'm saying? Keeping a reserve of gold for, besides bubbles.
Besides, bubbles are really great place to start. But
yeah, literally. Rex, you can go for that if you want. I know you haven't said a whole lot, but I know you got experience.
Well, I'm just busy putting on my body armor because I never know what's going to come on this podcast recently. I feel like Smooth's got me fucking taptoeing through minefields lately. I mean, bubbles, obviously that's something that you're going to need a plethora of if you plan on being involved in any of the fighting that goes on. Obviously, like we just discussed, having your spy technology maxed out is something you're going to want. The addition of the cross-server technologies, like the cross-server combats and all that's something you're going to definitely want to start playing around with and getting invested in if you plan on, battling server war and later on down, the cross-server events and stuff like that. Even that newest technology tree that we have all the way down there at the bottom, it's got the local and the crossover with the celebration alloy. You got to pick and choose which one you want to do. Are you fight more locally in your own server, or are you doing this more for server war, where are you going to put your money? So, I think Sterling touched also. Investing in William is a really wise idea. Maybe not as a primary capo, but one of your first what I call luxury capos. That might be something that you're going to want to do. And, when you come into server war and things like that, and KE is like practice for it. It's like server war light, essentially. But communication, if you don't have good communication and good teamwork with the other players in whatever family it is that you're in, you're at a huge detriment, because if the other server can play better together and they work better together, even if you're stronger, they could still come out on top pretty easily.
That's very true. Very true. So I actually have this topic kind of saved for future episodes, actually scheduled in there already, I think. So I don't want to touch too much more on server wars, because I do want to do a whole episode on that. And I'm tiptoeing around all types of different topics that I'm dying to talk about. Okay, actually, and like, this is something that you guys are probably gonna be like, put some money in the noob jar, but for me, I look at this like nothing more than, I guess, blasphemy now, because there's been so many things added to the game. When I first started out, it was all very simple, and we talked about this before. Years ago, it was much more simple, and before they started adding all this other stuff. But I like how the simplicity of this rock, paper, scissors type knives, bombs, guns. But then when you throw drivers into the mix, I'm still so just perplexed by this. Like, and I heard that some people mainly use drivers. So how is this even a thing? Like, how do drivers factor into the scenario? Like, is it something that people actually run just drivers?
Oh yeah.
So
a lot of people, especially big spenders, seem. There was a certain point at which they added some, driver specific capos that really changed everything for drivers, because they were at one point not really considered to be that strong of a troop set, and then suddenly they added some capos and some a couple other things, and they almost got overpowered to a point now where like some of the things that I've seen in the vault have tried to shift the balance a little bit back to some of the other capos.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's knives that you can have an extra relic in there that gives more coordination to increase your march size than the other troop types. Because drivers for a while became unless you were really, really good at seeing like between blurred lines and developing march types, drivers really became the goal of just about everybody was running out and getting driver technology or driver setups.
Yeah, but I still don't understand how, like, drivers, because I thought it was all, like I said, rock, paper, scissors based. So where do drivers play a part? Like, how do drivers meet any of it?
So you go back into the restraint of arms, and you basically have, like you said, the rock, paper, scissors. So guns beat knives, knives beat bombs, bombs beat guns. And then cars are just on the outside of that. So if you're able to produce bait troops for whatever that you're facing, and that goes back into what we're talking about with the spy technology. So if you find out that your enemy, they screwed up and maybe they forgot to bubble, or they didn't bubble in time, or whatever, and they're set with like their knives march for neutral gangs. Maybe they just put one single set of knives. So you put 3 bait troops for bombs and 1 set of attackers for cars. So whatever your maximum troop size is, maybe your maximum troop size is 1,000. So you put 997 cars, 1 T3 bombs, 1 T2 bombs, and 1 T1 bombs. And you've immediately, unless you have a really horrible time with capo skills, you've got an immediate victory.
Okay, can you?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But can you explain the intricacies of the bait troops and how they work?
Yeah. So, basically, with the restraint of arms, guns will always attack knives first.
What is
bombs?
What is restraint of arms?
That's basically, it's the rule of how these types of troops attack. So bombs will attack guns, knives will attack bombs, and guns will attack knives. And I can get you a screenshot of exactly how it works if you need it, but that is the simple matter of how it works. Cars are basically outside of that. There's a specific equation to how it works with them, but if you're using and we're getting off topic a little bit, but
go ahead, it's all good.
If something happens outside of the restraint of arms, then typically what ends up happening is if knives are trying to attack bombs, but there are not any bombs there to attack, then they attack cars. So you have to make sure you have enough bait troops there to be able to withstand the attack.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And so, if you were gonna go up against somebody with cars, what's the best setup to take on cars? Knives?
It just depends. So if you decided that you wanted to, as we've had this conversation a couple times, if you decided that you wanted to make knives your exclusive march, there are imprints, there are ornaments, there are capo medals. There's a bunch of stuff that impacts the ability for knives to be able to take out a driver's march.
Okay. Gotcha. Man, it really has got more I don't know, it's just deeper now. It's a lot more deep when it comes to
it's far more intricate than it used to be.
Yeah, 100%. That's why Breaks made that comment so many days ago that bring back OG Server Wars, when it was just, it was so much more simple.
Man, I wish I could have started the podcast back then. Damn it.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine? We'd be on episode 5,000 right now or some shit.
Yeah. 100%. Well, at this point, I probably would have quit by now, but, But that's one reason why my family focuses on Cobb more than anything else, is so you don't have to deal with all that bullshit.
Right. Very true. That's a very. I mean, it's almost like a cheat code. I mean, just focus on that. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. It is.
So when it comes, I've only ever seen it. I don't really have a lot of experience with doing cops. I really don't. So when it comes to cops, what I noticed is just in regular main server, right? Head to head, you want to clear out all of the troops first and then cop. Is that always the case?
No.
So it's fine, like, to just go ahead and, like, if you have a full cop, everybody knows what they're doing, everybody knows the game plan, to just cop somebody with full forces and capos at home and shit.
Oh yeah. We've and like Angel mentioned it before, when he mentioned that they had somebody, I think it was in CCSE, they copped somebody that had like thousands of troops. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to do. You have to have the right tech, you got to have the right players and everything, but you can easily take out 100,000 plus troops in one cop.
What? 100?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I say you. I mean, generally speaking, like it depends on everything that you have, but 100,000 plus, yeah, it's easily doable.
Okay. So let me ask you this: are there any capos that you should like your main? I would say your top three. You have your top three capos for doing cops.
So this will depend on how you decide to arrange your cops. So if you want to go with all cars or mainly cars, if you want to go with knives or guns or bombs or whatever, that'll kind of depend. If you want to do all cars, then generally speaking, your best option is typically Philip, Rocco, and Carlo, even though that kind of limits the numbers that you can produce. But generally speaking, if you wanted to maximize your march, you would do probably a Michael and a Vincent and maybe maybe a Becerra, maybe, or yeah, just another knives capo. We haven't really messed with that a whole lot, but yeah, with that maximizes. Michael gives you the largest cob size that you can get. So if that's what you wanted to do, Michael would give you the best option.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, sir. Because I was kind of wondering about that for a while. I just I wasn't focused on. I was focused on knives for so long, so just figured I'd kind of get a heads up on that. Okay. Pretty soon I would like to do. I didn't know exactly what it was called. I thought it was just called a talent book. What's this thing called? Talent skill book. Is that what you call it?
Specialty book.
Specialty. Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited to do a specialty book episode. I think there's a crap ton of stuff that we could talk about. And really, to me, it feels like strategy. Can you only do one of these skills every 24 hours, or can you do all of them if you have them all of them?
If you're trying to open a specialty book, you can only do one at a time, but once they're opened, you can upgrade them whenever you want.
Wait. Slow down. What? Say that again?
If we're talking talent skill, if that's what you're talking about as a talent skill,
yeah,
you can use them whenever you want as long as they're available. It just depends on the capo.
So I can okay. So right now, when I hit my book, see, I'm going into it. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna save it, Sterling. I'm gonna save it. You almost got me. I want to talk about it
$5.
so bad.
$5.
So he said $5. T-Rex, I'm gonna need you to stop eating Starburst and Skittles without me.
Wow.
Didn't get his attention.
Is he still on the phone?
I think he fell asleep, bro.
He went to work.
No, he's probably at work.
Yeah,
what?
he's always working.
Oh.
On the way to the pod.
Well, it shows me that he's still here, so maybe he's just listening. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Okay. Guys, I do have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. I'm gonna keep it on reserve right now because I do want to keep pushing out content every day and just give you guys something to, even if it's just something to listen to while you guys are on your way to work. I do want to give you guys some type of content. But I do want to say thank you so much, Sterling, for making the time to show up like always, and thank you so much, T-Rex and everybody. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I do want to lastly I do want to say poaching is bad. that's my take on poaching. Sterling, I know you said you didn't have a lot to contribute to poaching, but just for the record, what is your stance on poaching?
Not a lot.
I mean, you think it's bad? It's whatever.
I mean, people can talk in between each other. I don't know. My thing is, I don't want to comment about 29-1.
No, this has nothing to do with 29-1.
Yeah.
That 29-1 situation happened like a week ago or something like that. Like I said, this picture was previously made. This was just in general because I had the picture already made and we already talked about everything else. So this is just like an off the cuff type thing. I'm not reporting on 29-1 anymore. So
I'll go back to I think I previously said this, but on my very first server, the first family that I joined were pretty good to me. I didn't really learn a whole lot, but there were some nice people there, and I kind of got indoctrinated to the game, and eventually the leader, the R6 of the main family on that server reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'd like to invite you to join," and eventually I did. So I feel like there's a line, maybe, I don't know. There's a way to invite people to join, and maybe there's a line between messing with other families. So that's why I'm really cautious about broaching this topic, because there are very specific ways to do it. So there are ways to invite people to join your family, and then there are ways to try and get people to leave the other family and destroy them. So
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying like leaving with good intentions versus leaving with bad intentions.
Yeah,
I
basically.
So I can see how there could be. That's actually very interesting. I never really thought about that like that, but I guess there could be two sides to the coin. Well,
100%.
Look at this. Look at this Gandhi ass, Alabama boy ass. Look at you, man. Sterling is like a fortune cookie. But I do notice that he pauses to think before he speaks, and a lot of people don't do that. So I see why you're very well spoken. But okay, I have 2 more streams to do tonight. I'm all jacked up off Mountain Dew, and I'm gonna jump on in Starburst, and I'm gonna jump on your back like a damn spider monkey, Sterling. Guys, thank you so much for coming in here to listen to our BS like usual. I promise tomorrow's episode is going to be something special. I have an old friend coming. His name is Imp. He's already booked and scheduled for the next 2 days, so you guys will have Imp's brain as well. I really hope we can get some more of the gang in as well to accompany Imp and kind of, a meeting of the minds, if you will. I love bringing veteran players from different servers together. You guys have probably faced off before and didn't even know it. But I'm very excited to bring that to you guys. And also, once I finish doing the schedule, I will post the dates and topics. So you guys will know, like you guys can check and say, oh, well, they got this really cool topic coming up. I really can't wait to listen to it. So we are forming this into more of a podcast and less of a shit show. So that's all because of you guys. You guys have been supporting us, and so it's only right that I give you the best possible content. Plus, I have Lethal and Frigg and the rest of the moderators on my ass. So thank you guys so much. Anything you want to say to the people before we head out of here, Sterling?
I'm going to take a cue from Doc. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.